Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children who've got locked in the basement, welcome to St John's, welcome to the Christmas show, and please welcome to the stage your sensational compere for the evening, Mr. Michael Cook.
Where are you going? Where's he going?
Really need a wee, mate.
Tall Tom's not even in, we've got the mic set up for him. What's going on? Welcome to St John's, everyone who we all know. Oh. You can never do crowd work here, can you? But it's lovely to be here. Welcome to St John's. What we're going to do is we're going to have 3 lovely acts for you, and then we're going to have a little break, and then 2 lovely acts, and then we can go on. And that's it. Dead quick one tonight. In and out job. Which is how I roll. No, it's not. But yeah, I'm hanging out my arse a little bit because I was in Manchester last night for our friend Amy Albright's 30th birthday, and it was all right, except for everyone just kept calling me Jesus of Bethlehem. So I forgave them. But it is Christmas, and I'm going to show you what I thought. It tickled me. It tickled me. I don't know if it's funny, but it tickled me. I went round to help my sister and my niece put up the Christmas tree, and she's like 2.5, right? So we set up the Christmas tree first, and then had a box of decorations, and then brought her in, and then like, now you can put all the decorations in there. Yeah, dead lovely moment. And as soon as we did it, she stepped back and just went, right, tidy up. Like, bless you. No, it's up now for a month for some reason. Well, we know the reason. Jesus' birthday. Come on. You got an A-level in RE. But which does remind me, because we've got Christmas jokes, innit? Said ho, ho, ho. Said ho, bloody ho. It's Michael Caine as Santa. There's only another 54 of them to go. But yes. Pardon? We can talk, it's alright.
54 Michael Caines.
No, there are 54 Michael Caines, do hundreds of them. I said a to-it to who? I said a bloody to-it to who? Michael Caine is an owl. So I mean, 53. I said tick-tock. I said a bloody tick-tock, it's Michael Caine is a clock. Fucking so versatile. Best actor of his generation, wouldn't you agree? Especially for the Batmans. Well, what else did I have for you? I've got fuck all new material. It's a happy consequence of doing better gigs that you can't like risk anything new, so you can do all the big hits. And you've all heard about Australia and stuff. Oh, I'll tell you about Jan. My lovely German friend Jan, who I've spoken about many times. He's coming down next week to visit. And when I was talking to him on the phone, he was asking me about how comedy was going. I said it's going quite well. They tell me I'm one of the fastest growing comedians in Yorkshire. Which is true. I was only 5'3" when I started. And then Jan didn't laugh. And he just went, did you start comedy when you were a child? So he's a very literal man, is Jan. Come on, gorgeous.
He went to the toilet.
Is he just, yeah.
That's not the toilet, that's called the bar.
I've done both. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mike.
Sorry. I half expected you to bring it in with a straw and just be like, Sunday night St John's, let's go. But yeah, you guys are going to need to have more energy than that. Have you got any energy in there?
Yeah.
Oh, aye. If you got any energy, give me an oh, aye. Oh, aye. What are Yorkshireman's favourite vowels?
Oh, aye.
It's a vowel joke. I'm versatile. What else is there? I don't know, I was trying to think of more Michael Caines, and there was like 53 may have been over-egging it a little bit. Really, there's 3. I want to do Micro Bane, if you take like the Batman joke to the next level, and do like a Bane impression, but it's Michael Caine's film. So I think it'd be like something like, you're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. So you don't need an elephant film for that one. Well, maybe you do. Right, fuck me. Unfortunately, I wish fellas reacted like that at most of my gigs, but I got into comedy for not meeting fellas, and you meet a lot of fellas. Wherever I go, it just turns into a big long debate about Star Trek and Star Wars. I'm like, this is not what I intended. Because no one talks about football. Anyway, are you ready for your first lovely act?
Yeah.
He's one of our homegrown sons, suckled at the teat of St John's. And look at him now, big suckling pig. Oh yeah, Anyway, waiting in. Right. So I'll have our first act. Nobody cares, let's be real. You can turn the recordings off. You can fuck that shit. Right off. I don't consent. I didn't sign shit. But yes, start stamping on feet. Clap the hands and go wild and crazy for Mr. Ramblin Sam!
Evening. I'm Ramblin Sam to play songs. I like the background here tonight. I just feel like in front of it I comprise the most frightening Christmas card you've ever seen. Make sure you leave a spliff out for Santa. So, yeah, it's been a pretty big year for me comedy-wise. I played my first gigs outside of Hull, Cottingham. So, yeah, because I was walking down Fernsway the other day and a bloke in a van says to me, he's like, "Here mate, how'd you get to Cottingham from here?" I went, "Practice." He didn't appreciate it. I mean, it's not my fault, he was the one driving the ambulance, he should have known. But I think the logical progression for any musician goes Hull, Cottingham, then straight to Nashville. So on the off chances anyone in that hasn't, banned me from the Grand Ole Opry yet, here's my entry into the outlaw country genre. Because there's a very distinct formula, which is like the narrators in these songs don't seem to realise that murder's very illegal and you'll get in trouble. A lot of red tape if you kill somebody, that's probably why I've never done it, it's too much hassle. Fell for your eyes and their bewitching stare, your lips and your smile and your auburn hair. They said that we made a perfect pair. Now I am in the electric chair. I was your guy and you were my chick. Told me about your stepbrother Rick. He was annoying, kind of a dick. So I went and I smashed his head in with a brick. I still think of you, Mary Sue, and all the loving things that we used to do. The state electrician will say roll on to. This place will smell like a burnt barbecue. I repeatedly drove that brick into his head. Then I shot him 10 times to make sure he was dead. The sheriff arrived, looked at me and he said, "Would you like to explain why you're covered in red?" Said I didn't know. The sheriff called me a liar. That's when I panicked and set him on fire. I realized that decision was dire. Might as well have built myself a funeral pyre. But I still think of you, Mary Sue, and all the loving things that we used to do. The state electrician will say roll on to. This place will smell like a burnt barbecue. Electricity will make my bones tingle. The straps will tighten and the buckles will jingle. You best get out there, ready to mingle. I'm gonna be dead so you'll be newly single. No, Warden, I won't make a final statement, except I love you, Mary Sue. I've not always done good, but what I done did, I done did it for you. There's a wet sponge on my head. Good thing it's wet. I saw the Green Mile. A black bag too. Feel like a budgie in a cage. Oh, here we go. But I still think of you, Mary Sue. All the loving things that we used to do. The state electrician will say roll on to. This place will smell like a burnt barbecue. Last time I wanna hear y'all. But I still think of you, Mary Sue. And all the loving things that we used to do. The state electrician will say roll on to. This place will smell like a burned barbecue. Cheers. That's better. Give us a shout if you ever went to school. Yeah, me too. Believe it or not. Like, I can't really think about much of what I learned. I mean, I don't know how to apply for a mortgage or file a tax return, but I've retained a lot of stupid rhymes. Like, you know, John, if you would know the words. My Uncle Billy had a 10-foot willy, showed it to the girl next door. She thought it was a snake, hit it with a rake, now it's only 4'4". Oh. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. Uncle Billy lost his willy on the motorway. Hey! Now, I have a working conspiracy theory that these two are the same guy. Let's face it. Uncle Billy committed indecent exposure. He flashed his tallywhacker to this unsuspecting woman, and she rightfully defended herself. No reasonable jury would convict her of any wrongdoing. And I think he was delirious with pain at having his, you know, his willy cleft in twain. He ran out of there like, well, he did. You know, but bear in mind, he's had it chopped in half, more or less. I reckon he was probably, you know, just desperate for help, ran down the side of the motorway embankment, like still stumbling towards the motorway, trying to get the help of any passing drivers. Truck comes past in the inside lane. There goes the rest of it. And these are the thoughts that keep me up at night. So yeah, as the two things I mainly retain from school: stupid rhymes and bullying, which is what this next song's about. Because it's cheaper than therapy. Children full of wonder, ready to learn and listen well. You came with a force of thunder, made our lives a living hell. Now it's time to show you that you're not so tough. We banded together because we had enough. Fuck you, school bully, you piece of living shit. You've been a blight upon the wealth, you're at your mother's tit. Every kid across the land has come for you a pit. We filled it with spikes and we'll throw you in it. Stand you on the school field in just your pants and socks. The geeks and the nerds will all pelt you with rocks. Tie you by your ankles, drag you over the football posts. We'll build a fire beneath you and over it you'll roast. Fuck you, school bully, you piece of living shit. You've been a blight upon the wealth, you're at your mother's tit. Every kid across the land has dug for you a pit. We filled it with spikes and we'll throw you in it. Listen to you beg and then we'll ignore you please. You'll have more missing teeth than GCSEs. There'll be no mercy for you pathetic creature when we leave you alone with a pervy RE teacher. Fuck you, school bully, you piece of living shit. You've been a blight upon the world, so you're at your mother's tit. Every kid across suffering means when we get the dinner ladies to scald you with beans. We'll roll you in dog shit and your wounds will fill with pus. Then we'll staple your scrotum to the back of the school bus. Fuck you, school bully, you piece of living shit. You've been a blight upon the wells, you're at your mother's tit. Every kid across the land has dug for you a pit. We filled it with spikes and we'll throw you in it. We'll stab you with pencils, shove a compass in your eyes. I'm afraid we've gone primal, it's like Lord of the Flies. Your corpse will be a warning, so that hopefully never again will there be a school bully. Fuck you, school bully, you piece of living shit. You've been a blight upon the walls, you're at your mother's tit. Every kid across the land has dug for you a pit. We filled it with spikes and we'll throw you in it. If you're still with me, time to play a song about guilty pleasures. And everyone's sort of going to be like, where's this going? What you do with the car battery is, entirely your business, I don't care. The real guilty pleasure I'm on about is reality TV. Anyone have any reality TV guilty pleasures? Shout them out. Now, you all read Tolstoy, like, how dare you, this is St. John's! We go to the opera and read Tolstoy.
Married at first sight.
Yeah, there's trash TV and then there's nuclear waste. So, my vice, I will freely admit, was come down with me. I think you get quite an interesting mix of people on there, you get really horrible narcissistic people that like to bully the other contestants. You've had people that have turned out to be nonces. There's one guy who assaulted a producer and got kicked off the show mysteriously. But I don't think we've seen a murderer yet, unless maybe you get all four through the dark web. I don't know. However you get your fix, really. But until then, this scenario is purely hypothetical. Television's long been a place for blood and gore, but not usually on daytime Channel 4. A new contender has come to make a bid for the coveted 1,000 quid. Mick the murderer's gone on, come dine with me. Invited four unwitting strangers to tea. They came expecting rice pudding from a tin, but this pudding has a different type of skin. He should be doing 25 years to life. As you can see, he's a dab hand with a carving knife. He's cooking up all kinds of tasty things. I bet you've never seen fish fingers with wedding rings. Mick the murderer's gone on, come dine with me. He needs some more fingerprints on his cutlery. The guests need decorum, they've got to be polite. They want to stand a chance of living through the night. He's looking menacingly at the camera crew, because they asked why his pork leg has a tattoo. They stand and wonder what it was he meant by unconventional after-dinner entertainment. Mick the murderer's gone on, come dine with me. Soundtracked by Dave Lamb's witty commentary. Don't provoke him, it isn't worth the risk. We've seen what he can do with an electric whisk. This meat's quite stringy. Was it fried? I think this animal might have been in stress when it died. Mick opens his mouth and thinks of what to say. In the distance he hears police cars on the way. Nick the murderers jumped over the garden fence. The diners having eaten all the evidence. He's on the run, never to be seen again. But he averaged a score of 7 out of 10. Ramblin Sam, thank you very much.
Give it up for Ramblin Sam, everybody! Bloody lovely, that. Oh, did I see Harrison sneaking in at the back?
Yes.
I stood up too fast, I got dizzy now. Hello, Harrison, I've seen you in a bit, mate. You missed my best joke of the night so far. I pretended somebody called me Jesus of Bethlehem. Yeah, oh yeah. But sorry, I'm bringing out all the classics. Do you remember these old gags, Harrison? This yabba dabba do. Said a yabba bloody dabba do. That's Michael Caine as Fred Flintstone. Might have lost the impression a bit in that one. But it's alright, so we're going to keep that energy going for you. We've got 2 more acts for you in this half, so we're going to start with the feet. Clap them hands to go wild and crazy for Elise.
Yeah, thank you for my free therapy session. This is really going to go well. I was a member of the Dave Lamb Appreciation Society. You can actually join that because he was like spitting. Yeah, it was during my period of time of dating a conspiracy theorist from Grimsby for 6 years. 6 years. Yeah, I didn't realise quite what Grimsby was like because I come from North London, right? And they hadn't done the Sacha Baron Cohen documentary film at the time. And I can remember as we drove up to Grimsby and he said, "Shut your eyes. It's lovely." So I shut my eyes, and when I opened them up, it was beautiful. It was like this beach and the sea, and it was golden sands, it was Cleethorpes. He just lied. But yeah, no, he was a conspiracy theorist, but he lived in a bungalow in Grimsby, which is not really the best place to be a conspiracy theorist, is it? Especially not when you're into prepping, okay, because for the zombie apocalypse, because I don't really think Grimsby is going to be really sort of high on zombie apocalypse targets, is it? And definitely not a bungalow in Grimsby. But yeah, so he used to go out, but of course you can't be canning and buying your own food, and there were these mad programs in the time, do you know, extreme preppers, and it'd be in America, and it'd be like, you know, you have to go out and you have to shoot and hunt and whatever, and learn how to skin a snake. No, he went home bargains. And I can remember him coming back once with his most amazing prepping buy, a full tray of free bentos. I wasn't too sure what he was actually planning on doing with them, because in the event of a zombie apocalypse, how do you cook them? But anyway, yeah, that was it. And it's quite interesting, because has anybody ever known a real conspiracy theorist? Has anybody ever met one? Have you met one? They explain things to you a lot, right? Yeah. That's definitely their MO is explaining. And his one of his absolute favourite ones was the lizard people one. He really believed the lizard people theory, you know. And at the time, and we are talking a bit back in the time, and it was like Barack Obama was a lizard, and the Queen was a lizard, and Katy Perry was a lizard, and you knew that lizard people were real because of Denmark. Yeah, I know. It was a bit of a weird one, this one. So you had to sort of follow the logic of this story, but it really proved that lizard people were real, right? Because lizard people, apparently there's 2 types. There's the really, really amazing lizard people who are dead successful, you know, like Katy Perry. And then there's failed lizard people. And you know failed lizard people because they've got red hair and green eyes. And I said, okay, so how's this got to do with Denmark? And he said, well, do we know anybody famous who comes from Denmark? And we don't. And also, if you're in Denmark, you are not allowed to be a sperm donor if you have red hair. That is true. I know. See, you believe now, don't you? That's it. That's the proof. So they don't want any more lizard people. So yes, that was it. So he was into there. So how did I end up with the conspiracy? Well, I ended up because my parents basically are mad. I mean, genuinely, absolutely insane. I mean, the name, right? The name, Elise, French. They're not French. Not been to France, don't speak French. But they have early adopters of uniqueness. They thought it'd be a great idea, being boomers, inventing sex and drugs and rock and roll. I think it was the drugs, really, to give her a name that nobody could say. nobody could spell. It looks a bit like Louise, looks a bit like Elsie, in either of those. And 2 years of that messed with their head so badly they called my next sister Jane. Yeah, but it was, yeah, so they were great. So basically, my mum is the daughter of an ex-missionary Catholic priest. He didn't like that position. No. And I used to ask him, Grandad, you know, when you were a missionary priest in India, which is where we was for a few years, and I said, you know, what's your memories? And he used to talk about cricket, which is a major world religion, but not the one he was actually supposed to be there for, which sort of really explains why he got my mother in the end, didn't it? So she was a snob. My dad was a roadie for a band. He wasn't really. In his head he was. He was also an amazing jazz musician. He had all these instruments. He's like, he had 2 saxophones, he had a trumpet, he had a euphonium. Yeah, couldn't play any of them. Could whistle. But he wasn't actually even a roadie in a band, though he thought he was. He was actually an auditor, because accountancy was too interesting. So if you grow up with that sort of like experience, you tend to be a bit mad. So anyway, so I ended up in Hull, which has been a lovely, lovely home to me. And I was a bit confused when I first came here, because your place names, they don't match, do they? I got dead excited, you know, woods full of orchards, you know, parks full of orchards, woods full of kings, yeah, avenues for princes. And then sort of ended up, but it's been good. And just so as you know, you did lose your title, not the City of Culture one, the UK capital of chlamydia. You've not got that. No, but you have, however, for 2 years on the bounce, had the women with the most sexual partners in the whole of the UK. Yay! Come to Hull and have a lovely time and probably not catch anything. So that's good. So yeah, so it's been good to me. Raise my children here. That's why I'm here. They say when you're trying for children, right? Lots of people get a pet first. That's not like having children, because you go choose a pet, right? You choose the nicest one, the cutest one, the one that fits with your lifestyle. That's not happen. That when you get children, you don't get to choose. I tried 3 times. At least one of mine I wouldn't have picked. And with a pet, if you get bored of it and you don't like it, you can put it on Freecycle or Gumtree, can't you? Do that with a child, you end up answering a lot of questions. It's really not good. But my eldest, she's carrying on in this sort of like bonkers tradition of my family of being eccentric. And she did something to me the other day. Because, you know, if you've had a granddad who's been a Catholic priest and you've had whatever, and my parents in your family, you've got to really go there to get one over on the next generation up, haven't you? To rebel, to be your own independent person. Yeah, I've still not forgiven her because this is what she did. So I got a phone call from, she's living down in London now, and it was like, Mummy, right, you know it's a problem there, Mummy. I'm coming home at the weekend, number one, it's the weekend. I'll be at Hull Saturday morning. The morning, right? So I'm sort of like looking, going, okay, right, the fuck has she done now? So I got to collect her from the station, and then I am trying to be the nicest, loveliest, kindest, most wonderful parent ever. And it's a bit of a problem when you've got a child who wants to rebel, if your mother always says you're amazing and awesome. Right? You've really got to go somewhere, haven't you? So first of all, she arrives, she comes back to the house, and I said, oh, do you want a cup of tea? And she said, oh no, I've gone off milk. Right, so I'm thinking, okay, pregnant. This is my daughter, she can't even wear shoes. You know, we have a baby, we're going to leave it on a bus. That's just going to happen. You know, so I'm looking at her. And if you've ever seen my daughter, she used to work in Herron on Newland Ave. Yeah, she'd be the one that as I drove past, if she saw me in the car, she'd be going flashing the V's at that tiny little canter at the front. So anyway, so she comes up, she's there, and she stood there. So she's done this thing about the tea, and I'm going, right, support her. So I looked her straight in the eye and go, oh darling, you know, whatever it is, Mummy will always love you, it will be fine, we can get over it. And I'm going to leave you now with what my delightful, lovely daughter said to me. She just said, you know, you're not going to like this, but I've thought about it. I've taken my time and you can't stop me. I've made my own decisions, and in my heart, this is it, and I'm committing to it. I'm going to carry through with it. This is going to be my life going forwards. And I looked at her and thought, oh, she's so brave. She's so strong. She can do anything she wants. And she looked me straight in the eye and said, Mummy, I've joined the Reform Party. Anyway, thank you very much. I've been Elise Lawrence. Feel my pain.
Hey, give it for Elise Lawrence and her unfortunate daughter. Oh dear. Which actually reminds me, nay no. I said a bloody nay no. That's Michael Caine as an ambulance. 49 more to go. But no, we've got somebody making St. John's debut next, so last act of the half as well, so we can all do it. We can all give him a big warm welcome. Where is he? Can you hear me? Because this man's here for our benefit. Like, I just want, that should be abundantly clear. Like.
Outside the helmet. He can hear you.
Right, okie dokie, then please start stamping their feet, clapping their hands, go wild and crazy for Dad Dan, the safety man!
How's it going, Hal? Today we're going to talk about tradies, which are basically tradespeople in Australia, about the dark and dry humour, and about nicknames. Everybody gets a bloody nickname. I'm a safety officer in and around Brisbane, and I've got a nickname. They call me Pothole. That's because I'm always in the road, one to avoid, but a lot of people want to fill me in. My other nickname is Nappy. That's because I say I'm always on your ass and full of shit. Now we have a mate of mine, he's a sparky at work, he's like me, he's an old bastard. Stuck in his ways, not interested in new technology, so we'll call him the Jurassic Spark. We've got a painter and decorator at work, and he's a bit of a dirty bugger. He's always got his hands down the back of his shorts messing with his dot. So we'll call him Picasso. Now my busy mate, he's a lad called, he's called Paddy. He's a ground worker supervisor, known him 20 years, but I've had to sanction him a couple of times for turning up for work with his thongs on. Now anybody know what thongs are in Australia?
Flip-flops.
Absolutely. Who said that? Did you say flip-flops? Did you say, lady? Yeah. What's going to happen today is we're going to, every time I ask you, was it you who said it?
Yeah.
Every time I ask a word or a phrase, you're going to get a prize out of this tacker bag. At the end, I'm going to sing a song all about Yorkshire. I love Yorkshire, everything Yorkshire. You people from Yorkshire, aren't you? I love Yorkshire. And what we're going to do is at the end, I'm going to sing a song all about Yorkshire. And if I see you joining in and clapping and singing at the end, I'm going to cover the entire contents of it, yeah? So you may need safety spectacles or a gum shield. Now, obviously Paddy, he was on another site with his thongs on, and JCB ran over his foot. He lost 3 toes. Tough times, tough times. But he's had an operation, and what he does is come back to work now. He has to have one safety shoe size 7 and the other one size 13. And he's got a nickname. Obviously, we call him 18 inches. That's because 18 inches in Australia is 1.5 feet. Now he limps a little bit. One side we go on, they call him Eileen, the bastards. Another one, they call him Milky. I said, what do you call him Milky for? I said, it's because he lacked toes. Now my other busy mate, he's a lad called Anthony, and he's from Edinburgh in Scotland. I think that's part of the north of England, isn't it, Scotland? And he's only a tiny fella, he's only 4 feet tall. Strong as a melly bull, great big head of ginger hair. And his nickname is Shetland Tony. Tony's a scaffolder. He was on my side at Crimbo time and fell 27 feet, legs akimbo, straight onto a scaffold pole, straight onto his right testicle. Made his bloody eyes water, I'll tell you, spit his chewing him out. Now, I had to go and I was sent to rescue and recover. And when I found the fella, he was hanging by his neck a sec, on a scaffold clip, squealing like a baby. Now, Nekasek is not a Japanese motorcycle, by the way. I saw you looking for a prize. I had to go and I had to pull him off. Not that way, sir. No, indeed. No, I'm not on the other bus at all. No. And I had to apply first aid. Have you ever tried putting sticky plaster on a hairy ginger testicle? No bloody picnic, mate. Anyway, poor old Townie shook it off. Back at work the next day. His testicle blew the size of a footy. And in Australia, they have these tiny little shorts, like a bloody uniform for all the tradies in Australia. They're called stubbies. And there's a great big purple prune was sticking outside of his shorts all day, sticking like on a piece of hairy string. Not a nice thing. So the guys gave him a new nickname. They called him Boil in the Bag. Got worse. Had to go to the hospital. Had it amputated. Gone. Absolutely gone. Amputated. Gone in a second. Back at work the next day. I said to his mates, "Have you got a new nickname for Tony?" He said, "Yeah." So what do you call him now? Oh, we call him Yvonne. Yvonne? Yeah, after that world famous Australian tennis player, Yvonne Goolagong. But his best mate, he calls him Macaulay Culkin. I said, "Macaulay Culkin?" He said, "Yes, because his other testicles home alone." Could it get worse? Spread to the other bloody testicle, did the same, got infected. Did exactly the same, back to the hospital, amputated, gone! Back at work the next day. Said to his mates, "Have you got a new nickname for Tony?" He said, "Yeah." So what do you call him now? "Oh, we call him Mark Wimbledon. New balls, please." Or his best mate calls him Santa Claus. Santa Claus? Yeah. Because Tony and Santa Claus, neither of those bastards come very often. Could it get any worse? Spread to the donga. Anybody know what a donga is in Australia? Donga? The donga. We talked about the testicles, the donga.
Oh, the cock.
The cock, what a bloody good answer. What a bloody good answer. There you go, folks. Now what happens? Now, I know this lady, you wanted to say it, but you didn't say it. You're a bit shy, aren't you? You're a bit shy, aren't you? You had a dick on the tip of your tongue. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. I'm going to give you a special prize. We're going to have a little quiz for you. What's about 7 or 8 inches long? Sometimes it's hard and sometimes it's soft.
A dick.
No. It's a bloody good answer. It's a bloody good answer. Now, a lot of ladies, the first thing they do is to put it straight in the mouth. Do you know what it is? It's a curly whirly. Now, what's going to happen now? I can't see all you bastards out here, but if you give me another name, we'll give you a little Christmas present, early Christmas. All you've got to do is shout out another name for a dick, for the donga, and you get a prize.
Hampton.
Hampton, bloody good answer, bloody good answer.
Cock.
Cock.
Wait.
Willie.
Who said Tallywacker?
Frick.
Have we got any more? Come on, you. Come on, lady. Come on, lady.
John Thomas.
Absolutely. Have we got a lady? Come on, lady. Come on, lady. Come on, lady. You look as though you're flattening a bit of grass in your time. Come on. Come on, lady. Here you go. Have we got any more? Have we got any more? Any more? Well, we've got one. Who did they say anything?
Sausage.
Who said sausage? Sausage! Get 2 for sausage. I was in Huddersfield the other day and I heard this one. It must be a Yorkshire thing. The pork sword, isn't it? Tony's donkey got infected. It was like an elephant's trunk. It went all grey and wrinkly, stretched down to the floor. I mean, he could do a bit of a party trick. He could pick up an orange and shove it. We're not going to do it. They went to the hospital. They said he was infected. Had to be amputated. Gone. The entire toy shop gone from under the veranda. Back at work the next day. I said to his mates, "Have you got a new nickname for Tony?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "What do you call him now?" "We call him Will. Short for Wilma. Short for Wilma Fingerdo." We have apprentices at work. They all get nicknames. Everybody gets a bloody nickname. We've got a labourer at work, little Alan. He's a little fat bastard like myself. He's got a face like a dropped pie. So the girls call him the Olympic Flame because he never goes out. Katie, she's one of the apprentice electricians. She gave him the nickname. They call her the computer. I said, I said, is it because she's really, really brainy? They said, nah, if you leave her alone 15 minutes, she goes to bloody sleep. Hey, they're all promiscuous, you know, 16, 17, 18, you know. The boys in particular. But Katie, they reckon she bangs like a Danny Door to a degree where she's got her own nickname. They call her Chips and Beans. I said, what do you call her Chips and Beans for? I said, well, Chips and Beans goes with anything. We've got one guy who's called Mambo just because he lives at number 5. We've got one guy called Bambi. I said, is it because he's tall and skinny and thin legs and trips up all the time? He says, nah, it's because his ma was shot when he was a baby. We have one guy. My name's Mark with a C. Mark with a C, so we call him Cark. His best mate's got a gap in his teeth, he can put a pencil in it, so we call him Floss. Bastard, don't we? Hey, even if you're disabled, you get a bloody nickname. Even if we've got a fella at work who's got a short tongue, but he trips up all the time. He's always having minor accents, so they call him George Michael. So what do you call him George Michael for? So because he's a careless lisper. One of my best. He's got a little mate, he's a little fat mate, he's a Sparky, and he's got a little fat round face, apprentice Sparky, and he's got round glasses. For him, he looks exactly like Elton John, so we call him the Socket Man. We accept everybody, you know. If you're disabled, you come to work in Australia, we make sure you get a job. And we've got a little guy, apprentice electrician. He has epileptic fits brought on by flashing bloody lights. Apprentice electrician. You know what his nickname is? Disco Dave. We have a janitor at work. What do you call them, cleaners? We have a janitor at work. Janet, she's a beautiful lady, big, tall lady, great big hair. She's like got big thighs, wears miniskirts, high heels. She's a bit of arthritis, but she's a beautiful lady. Beautiful lady. And she's always singing and dancing and pushing the Hoover. We call her Cleaner Turner. You always get one at work who's up the boss's ass. Have you got them at work? Have you got them? You know what I mean? We've got one. They call him the G-string. But the electrician, the apprentices absolutely hate the fella. I mean, I'll tell you this, but we're all growing up together. I said, what's the new? You've got a new nickname, you know, for the charge, and yeah. What do you call him? I will call him Knickers. I said, what do you call him Knickers for? It's because he's the closest thing to a cunt. Pardon my French. I'm going to sing a song now all about Yorkshire, everything Yorkshire. And I love Yorkshire. I'm living in a little place called Castleford. Anybody know Castleford at all? Yeah. Cas Vegas, they call it. It's a great place. There's a lot of synergy between Cas Vegas and Bris Vegas, where I come from. Things like the mullet hairstyle, you know, porn star moustaches, beer bellies, tattoos. That's just the ladies. And what you find is you've got to learn the lingo. Like if you came to us, you'd learn the lingo pretty quickly. And I've done the same in Castleford. People believe I'm from Castleford now. Do you not believe me? You want me to speak Castleford?
Yes.
Help. How's your mum? How's your dad? Hey, by gum, it's cold. Put some guile on that fire. This is my favourite one. Hey up, Bradley. Get the kite. That's pulled. I love it. It's great. I'm going to finish my little 10 minutes. I'm going to sing this beautiful song all about Yorkshire. And we're going to make sure everybody gets a bloody prize. Now, the idea behind this song is... let's see if we can get it up. There we are. We're on there. So if you join in and if you clap You get a prize.
Yeah.
Here we go. Technology, I hate the past. There's a place. Can you believe it? There's a place. Over here. Hard and cold as stone. Winter time. It's bleak and cold. No place for the old. It's a place called Yorkshire, where they brew an ale. John Smith's it's called. Made with water. Streaming through the day. Now see if you can join us, see if you can. When we're in John's County, there's no better land. For every glass there's an open hand. Smooth and creamy to the land. Heart of England, precious past. How do you like your ale, son? Full up to the top. I like it sweet. I like it cheap. I wish it was still too, Bob. Yorkshire's best. Yorkshire's pride. Ireland is a good one. The second love of my life. After Yorkshire pudding. Here we go, big finish. When you're in John's County, no better land. For every glass, there's an open hand. And creamy to the land. Out of England's precious past. In John's County, there's no better land. For every glass there's an open hand. The missus likes no nonsense in a glass, but it gives her an enormous appetite. In John's County, there's no better land. There's like a baby in your hand. How do you like it? I've been down the same way.
Safety man. That was beautiful. How the fuck do we compete with giving away goodies?
Keep them.
But yeah, so we got that. That's that for the first half. Give it up for everyone you saw. We'll be back in 10 minutes, or however long it takes Al to find everything on the floor. But yeah, we'll see you in 10 minutes. Bye.